Put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. We're the spinoff from the web series The Two Dicks. I'm Al Ducharme, and that over there is Al Romas. And today we have a very special guest. Al, who is our special guest today?
Well, today we're joined by Marc Vermont. He is the founder of Kendra's Kisses Foundation, and they've teamed up with Crack Up Cancer. And I've done a bunch of Crack Up Cancer shows in Tampa, but we've got one on April 23rd in Fort Lauderdale. It's at the Savoy Theater, and we're going to talk to Marc right now, find out how he got involved in this whole thing, and how we're looking for the show and how to get tickets. And welcome, Marc. Good to see you after many COVID years.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Marc.
Yeah. It's good to see you guys too. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, of course. Now I met you in Tampa a couple of years ago. You were at the Crack Up Cancer show at the Strass Center. And at that time, I don't know if you were involved yet or you had met Jack. I know you had met him, obviously, but how did your involvement with Crack Up Cancer go? And tell us, the origin story for you guys.
Yeah, so lucky enough, it's a funny story, right? So my wife and I were on a cruise in the Caribbean, obviously before COVID. And so we went on the cruise, and I see this guy. We went to the gym in the morning, and I see this guy who's doing yoga with his wife. And I look at my wife, and my wife and I do just regular, go lift weights or cardio, whatever. And I look at this guy, and I say to my wife, I go, he's so whipped up. Let me see, is this podcast PG or do I have?
It's anything goes, buddy. Anything goes.
So I look at him, I look at my wife, and I say, man, that guy's pussy whipped. He's doing yoga at 9 o'clock in the morning on a cruise. So we kind of chuckled about it. And fast forward to the evening, the same day, and we run into this couple again. And she is pretty sloshed, and so is Jack, and so are we, and we come to find out. So I run this by him, and when we meet, and I said, so what's the deal, man? You're doing yoga on a cruise? He goes, yeah, I know. He started going back and forth, and I said, you're really whipped. He goes, yeah, I am. And you know Jack and how Jack is. Yeah. And so we started talking. So all four of us are completely wasted, stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning on the cruise. Well, as you're drunk and the truth starts flowing, come to find out, Jack tells me about his parents and how he started Crack Up Cancer. And we started divulging how we lost our daughter to cancer, and we started a foundation after she passed. And he tells me about the comedy show that he's been doing in Tampa. And our primary fundraiser down here in South Florida was running 5K races, right? So at the time he said, why don't you come out to Tampa and you'll be the beneficiary of one of the shows? And I said, great. So I went up there and we were involved in that way. So yeah, Jack and Jessica Bevilacqua, we met them. Actually, I think it was I don't know if it was their honeymoon that they were on that cruise. And so in any case, so we went over to the cruise, to the Tampa show, and that's how we first met. And then after going back and hanging out, we stayed close friends. We came up with the idea to say, hey, let's expand Crack Up Cancer, and we'll do a South Florida show to benefit Kendra's Kisses. And that's where we're at now.
Yeah, we were all set to go. I remember, 2 years ago, basically we were set to go, and then COVID, and that was that. And so we're finally back 2 years later, and it's at the Savoy Cinema Theater. I don't know. Is it a cinema? What is?
So officially it's a cinema.
Place?
So the history of this place is it's right by the courthouse in downtown Fort Lauderdale. And it used to be a church, and they converted the church into they call it a cinema, but it's basically like where they do the Fort Lauderdale Film Festival. So it's set up to where, you know, you have the stage in the front with the big screen in the background, and then it goes up like movie theater seating. So you come in down a hallway, and then you go up the stairs, and then they have seating and bars, and it's really a nice setup, nice small venue, trying to pack the house. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah,
and that's April 23rd, and the show's at 7:30 or 7.
Right. So doors open at 7. Show starts 7:30. The VIP starts at 5:30. We're going to have a 2-hour open bar. It's catered by Funky Buddha Brewery right here in Oakland Park. So they're doing the catering of the food. They're going to have samples of their brews, as well as the cinema has a full bar and snacks and everything there too. So we're really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And what is the website that they can find the tickets, or
so two ways you can get there, kendraskisses.org or crackupcancer.com. So either one of those will tell you more about the show. It'll tell you more about the VIP tickets, and it has links directly to the ticket sales. And make sure you get your tickets online, because number one, it's going to sell out. Number two, we're not going to have tickets at the door. We don't have a mechanism to sell tickets the day of the show.
Okay. So all in advance tickets, no at the door, that kind of thing. Also, I was wondering, because I know in Tampa, a popular thing is the auction, the silent auction. Is there a silent auction here for this one, or are we doing anything?
No. So 2 years ago, we had planned to do that. And, you know, the same thing with Jack in Tampa and his foundation and us in South Florida. The foundation is not this big giant corporate monster. It's me and my wife, basically. So this time around, we weren't able to, we didn't have the time to go and solicit donations for the silent auction. So we're not going to have a silent auction, but we are going to have a 50-50 raffle, right? Because that's easy. Everybody loves it. You throw some money in the hat. We pull a ticket, half goes to the foundation, half goes to the winner. So we are going to do that at the event.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's got a great lineup. We got to get Al on one of these next year. We got Al Ducharme sitting here. He's right here. I mean, this.
Let me get my calendar. Hold on.
But
now, this is a great cause, and I do a few of these throughout the course of the year. But it's always a good thing, and usually the audience are totally tuned into what's going on. They know it's going to be a good night. It's for a great cause, and if you can get some laughs out of it with our comedians, and I know he's on the lineup, so he's going to deliver. And again, you can't. It's a great night out, and you're doing something good for a great cause.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't go wrong, really. You get a Saturday night, great show. You're helping. I mean, really, what's the downside on that one? So it's one of those too. When people hear about it too, they'll always go, "Hey, I heard. I should have went. You know, when's the next one? When? Don't worry about that. Come to this one, April 23rd, at the Savour Cinema in Fort Lauderdale. I think we're not far from there. We're at the downtown cigar bar right now, so I think we're kind of close. Yes.
Okay, so Las Olas is right down the street, probably a mile or two away from the cinema there.
Oh wow!
And you're right, Al. When I say Al, do I have to point to it?
No, we both will respond.
But yeah, you're right. You're getting 5 comics for $40. I mean, you can't get that deal anywhere. And and the quality of the comics. So we have you, Al Romas. We have Derek Richards, who's based out of Vegas. We have Dean Napolitano, who you know very well, and he's a great
killer.
Knock it out of the park.
And
then we have a local comic. Her name is Teresa Karasimi. She's actually a local chiropractor, and she's been doing stand-up for 10, 12 years, give or take. And she's been doing a lot of shows, and it's funny because she asked me when she was getting ready to put together her skit, she goes, "Well, how much time do I have?" and stuff like that. And then she sends me a text back. She said, "Is this going to be a clean show?" I said, No, we have Al Romas. It's not going to be clean at all.
Hey, wait a second. Or actually true, yeah.
Al rated R Romas.
Right.
You got to.
It's definitely 18 and over.
Yeah, it's a real. I mean, these are. I don't know her. I'm sure she's very good. And there's another guy too, right? There's another. Is he a host?
Yeah.
A local host.
So, as you can see from the way I'm dressed, I'm in the fire service, and
We were going to ask, but we didn't know.
So I'm in Oakland Park now. I'm the assistant fire chief in Oakland Park, but I had done my career in Hallandale Beach, and I retired from there. And the guy that's doing the MC, he got hired with me and retired with me out of Hallandale. And when he retired, he was always a funny guy, right? And we always said, "Oh, you're wasting your way through life being a firefighter.
Yes.
You should be a comic." And he always had a notebook with him. He was always writing down little things that were like comic anecdotes. And then when he retired, he decided to go down to the Miami Improv. They were having an 8-week course on how to do stand-up comedy. So I guess they teach you timing and presentation, stuff like that, and how to go from one story to the next. And he learned all that. And his graduation, he invited everybody he knew down to the graduation. He only did a 5 or 8 minute skit, and he killed it. He was great. He was the best one out of the whole class. And that's when I decided, we were trying to figure out who was going to be the MC for this show. And I called him up, and he said, "Yeah, I'd love to." So he's going to be.
That's great.
It's good. Yeah, no, that's fun. I like that better anyway than a like sometimes we have like a DJ or something.
No,
just
it's
bring,
better to have
and
somebody
it's somebody with a little, bring up a little joke, bring a bus, keep moving.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. And
That's
Dean and Derek, I mean, they're killers from the road, and this, it's a great show.
I mean,
So. April
especially
23rd.
What's that?
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, this show, you have 3 headliners. 3 headliners. It's really, really big.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
It's going to be fun. Have you seen, I know you've seen Dean before.
Yeah.
Did you see Derek? Have you seen him?
Yeah, I saw Derek the last show that was in Tampa. That's how we ended up.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a
Okay.
heavy hitter.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
Knock it out of the park as well. Well, that's great. Hit those dates one more time, and one more time with the website.
Yeah.
So April 23rd, Saturday, April 23rd, Savor Cinema. General admission tickets are $40. VIPs $125, which includes 2 hours of hors d'oeuvres and open bar. Meet the comics.
And you get to meet the comics. Well, it's priceless.
Well,
That's not,
depends on who the
you don't put a
comic
price
is,
on
but-
that.
Right.
Come on.
And then the tickets, you can get them 2 ways: crackupcancer.com or kendraskisses.org.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Anything else you want to put on that cake? On that-
No, I think that was great. And we'll share this everywhere, and we're going to sell this thing out. And looking forward to seeing you, Mark, in person on the 23rd.
Yes,
All right,
definitely
Mark.
looking forward to it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me
Thanks for
on.
coming
and,
on. Absolutely.
let's knock it out of the park.
Thanks, buddy. I'll see you soon.
All right, take care.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Patreon.com/forwardthe2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.